Last week, Mayor Jerry Sanders announced that the city of San Diego faces a record-breaking deficit next fiscal year. City departments will be required to cut an average of 24% of their operating budgets to make up the shortfall, reported to be between $180 million and $200 million. KPBS Metro reporter Katie Orr joins me now to explain why what San Diegans might see as a result of the projected deficit. Katie, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
So that number, that's such a wide spread between, I think it's actually 179 million and 200 million. Why this differential?
Well, the mayor's chief financial officer came up with the $179 million, and the independent budget analyst, Andrea Tevlin, her office came up with the $200 million. And basically, her office believes that the city is being too optimistic, that it will generate more property and hotel tax revenues than Andrea Tevlin's office believes it will. So her projection is $20 million higher.
How did it, whatever the figure, how did it get this bad?
Well, most people I talked to said it's just the recession, that the budget projections from 4 or 5 years ago were so off because nobody could have predicted that the recession would be as bad as it is. Of course, you have people like Councilman Carl DeMaio, who is saying that the city was mismanaged, and that is why we're in this predicament. And he points to things like the underfunding of the pension that occurred several years ago. Andrea Tevlin says that's a part of it, but that is not the explanation for the entire deficit.
Well,
it's just the market.
Kind of easy also to blame the recession in the market rather than the way things are done. So how can people expect to see this deficit? I mean, what is it that we will feel as people who live in San Diego?
Well, as the mayor said, people are going to feel service cuts. There's no way to shield the public from this deficit this time around. Last spring, workers took salary reductions. They did things internally, and the public was maybe largely shielded. We didn't shut any libraries or close any parks. This time, they haven't said specifically where the cuts are going to take place, but they are going to happen, and people are going to see it in their everyday lives.
Well, apparently firefighters and the police officers are not going to be exempt from the cuts.
No, they take up 50%, about 50% of the general fund budget, so there's no way to exempt them from these cuts. They need the money.
How soon will we know what our city officials are going to do in order to balance a budget?
Well, the budget process usually takes place in the spring, but Tony Young, the chair of the budget committee, is asking the city council members and the mayor to get him their recommendations by the end of December so that they can start the budget process. And the city is already sending out notices to city departments, as you were saying, asking them to prioritize their services so that they can make the cuts there.
What is the likelihood that San Diego citizens, voters, will be included in the process?
Not a lot this time around. It's too late to get ballot measures. If we're going to include the voters, it would be next November. So this time, the voters aren't going to have a say. But if this finally, prompts the city to look at things like the People's Ordinance, repealing that and charging for trash collection, that would be something that would be on the next November ballot.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Katie Orr.
Thank you.